Welcome to Perspectives, a podcast where we navigate critical societal topics with expert insights and personal experience. I'm Erica, your narrator, here to guide you through an in-depth exploration of a pressing issue, mental health in college students. Joining us today is Andini Nabila Febi Wahyudi, our host who will lead this vital conversation with five esteemed guests. These individuals bring a wealth of knowledge and unique perspectives ranging from psychology and education to personal lived experience. Together, they'll uncover the challenges students face and discuss actionable solutions for institutions and communities alike. Andini, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Erica. Mental health has become a critical concern for college students worldwide. Academic stress, financial instability, and social pressure weigh heavily on young adults, often leading to depression and burnout. To delve into this issue, I'm excited to introduce our panelists. First, Dr. Suteja, a clinical psychologist. Next, Mr. Rafi, a university lecturer. May, a medical student. Miss Putri, a campus counselor. And last, Dr. Fania, a sociologist. Let's start with Dr. Suteja. Dr. Suteja, could you help us understand why college students are uniquely vulnerable to mental health challenges?
Absolutely, Andini. College is a development turning point. Students are transitioning to independence, managing rigorous academic demands, and building social networks, all while often living away from home for the first time. Research, including findings from APA's Monitor on Psychology, reveals that up to 30% of students experience significant anxiety or depression. Unfortunately, stigma around mental health often prevents them from seeking help.
That's deeply concerning. Mr. Rafi, as an educator, what challenge do you see in addressing mental health on campus?
In Indonesian, stigma is a major barrier. Students fear being judged or labeled as weak. According to Pendidikan Indonesia, mental health is still not widely understood in our culture. As a result, students often remain silent about their struggles, which can lead to academic failure and social withdrawal.
Thank you for that perspective. May, as a student, can you share your personal experience balancing academic and mental health?
Of course, balancing my studies with my mental health has been incredibly difficult. There is this constant pressure to perform, and sometimes it feels like there is no room for error. The university offers counseling service, but they are often underutilized due to long wait times and limited outreach. Peer support has been my lifeline. I found comfort in sharing my experience with friends who understand.
Let's shift our focus to institution. Miss Putri, as a campus counselor, how well are university equipped to support students' mental health?
Many universities are trying, but the demand for access the resources available. Counseling centers are often understaffed, leading to long wait times. Additionally, there are lack of culturally relevant training for counselors, which is especially important in diverse countries like Indonesia. Institute need to invest in more comprehensive mental health programs, including awareness campaigns to reduce stigma.
Dr. Vania, what role do social factors play in shaping how institutions address mental health?
Society plays a huge role. Economic inequality, cultural expectation, and systemic barriers all impact how students experience and address mental health challenges. For example, international students often face unique stressors like a cultural adjustment and language barrier, which are rarely addressed adequately. Institutions need to adopt a holistic approach that considers this broader societal influence.
That's a crucial point. Dr. Suteja, from clinical perspective, what changes would you recommend for institutions to better support their students?
Institutions should integrate mental health education into the curriculum, train faculty and staff in mental health first aid, and create accessibility pathways for students to seek help. Proactive outreach, such as offering screenings or holding mental health workshops, can also be incredibly effective.
Let's dive deeper into treatment consideration. May, as someone navigating these challenges, What type of support do you believe that students need the most?
Accessibility is key. Many students don't seek help because they either don't know what's available or feel it's too hard to access. Universities should provide clear information about resources and make them easy to use. For example, online counseling or drop-in course could make a hug difference.
Miss Putri, what treatment approaches have you found to be most effective for college students?
Tailored approaches work best. Cognitive behavioral therapy is effective for anxiety and depression. Will Mindful's program help students manage stress? Whoever's treatment should also address practical concerns like academic, flexible for students dealing with chronic mental health conditions.
Dr. Fania, what systemic changes would support better treatment for students?
Increasing funding for mental health programs is essential. Institutions should also require cultural competency training for counselors and staff, ensuring they can meet the diverse needs of their student population.
Let's discuss actionable solution. Dr. Suteja, what role can peer play in supporting mental health?
Peers can be incredibly powerful allies. Training students as peer mentors or mental health ambassadors can create a supportive campus culture where seeking help feels normal.
May, what would you suggest to make peer support more effective?
Encourage open dialogues. Initiatives like mental health clubs or workshops can provide safe space for students to share their experience and learn from each other.
Miss Putri, what's one change you will like to see immediately implemented on campuses?
Expand mental health services and make them visible. Too often, students don't know where to turn until it's too late. Simple steps like clear signage and accessible online portals can make a big difference.
Before we wrap up, let's go run for one actionable step from each of you. Dr. Suteja, trained educator and staff in mental health first aid. Mr. Rafi, embed mental health education into the curriculum. May, make resources more visible and accessible. Miss Putri, expand peer mentorship program. Dr. Fania, increase funding and require cultural competency training. Thank you to our incredible panelists for your insight. Erika, back to you for final.
Thank you, Andini, and thank you to our listeners for joining us on Perspectives. Today's discussion highlighted that addressing mental health in college students is not just an institutional responsibility, but also a societal one. From investing in accessible resources to creating a culture of openness and understanding, there's so much we can do to support students in their journeys. We hope today's conversation inspires you to take action. Until next time, this is Erika reminding you that mental health is health. See you soon.